We're back. What's happening, everybody?
Welcome to episode 29 of Tornado Takeover.
It's been a little while, hasn't it?
We are back. Exciting show today. Lots to discuss.
We are back in this jam-packed, baby.
Absolutely. But we do have a lot to discuss with OU and OSU draft picks, or people that went into the draft. We have some national championship updates,
Playoff updates,
for the Thunder, and then
rankings in certain sports.
Softball is getting ready to head to the conference tournaments soon. So all that and so much more. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right. Welcome to, like I said, episode 29 of Tornado Takeover. We are back finally after
2 weeks.
2 weeks off.
A lot of traveling, a lot of taking care of things.
Last week we were in, week before last, we were in North Carolina for Easter, and then we left Saturday, came home Tuesday, celebrated my birthday Tuesday.
So where did we go Tuesday?
Oh my gosh. So first of all, this amazing man, I don't know how he puts up with me some days. So he was like, I'm going to surprise you for your birthday. Like, we're going to go out somewhere we've never been. So he decides to take me to the Tampa River Walk. What we did not realize was there was a home Tampa Bay Lightning's game. 10 out of 10, don't recommend. Not only was it a Stanley Cup playoff game, but they were playing the Florida Panthers. If you know anything about hockey in Florida, those two teams are rivals. So it was chaotic everywhere. I thought we're just going to go to a restaurant, so I wore like flip-flops and a dress. Little did I know we were walking down the river walk. So,
which was a beautiful sight, by the way.
It was. My feet just hurt, and I was not wearing the appropriate clothing for that walk.
Right.
So after much complaining, sorry, babe, we ended up going to this restaurant called American Social, which was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
We were able to sit right on the river walk to eat.
Beautiful view.
But
especially at nighttime.
They brought out my chocolate cake. And if anybody's ever been to a club or seen anybody in a club, they have like the bottle girls, bottle service with like the big signs and the flashlights and everything. That's how they brought my cake out, with flashing lights. And
didn't our server look like Penelope Cruz?
A little bit. I'm not one that gets like super embarrassed, but I do get embarrassed. And I'm just like, just bring me my freaking cake and go away. Like, And then she's like, happy birthday. You got to blow it out before the wind. And well, joke's on her. The wind took it before I was.
Tell them about your plate. What'd you order?
What did I order? I ordered the key lime shrimp cakes. They weren't crab cakes. They were shrimp cakes. And it had some sort of like what they call a green goddess, which was cilantro, lime,
avocado.
No, it was aioli.
Yeah,
it wasn't avocado. There wasn't.
You can put avocado.
Yeah, but that one didn't have avocado in it. And then
we had au gratin potatoes.
Yeah, that we didn't realize
were au gratin.
I'm used to like scallop potatoes, I guess.
Yeah.
And call it au gratin potatoes.
And then I had my burger. You know, I'm a burger man. But overall, the environment was actually really good. It was fun. It was energetic, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously, because of the hockey game, you know, people were out, you know.
The Lightning ended up losing
Yeah,
and people were going home early. And we had to pass by the arena on the way home and on the way there. So
tell them about the yacht that we seen.
This beautiful yacht that you could rent. It was gorgeous. Mm-hmm. It was absolutely
like on some
gorgeous.
Love Boat type stuff.
Yeah, it was huge. It was gorgeous.
Yep. So then we kind of drove around a little bit, kind of walked around, took pictures, all that cool stuff, you know. Yeah. Had a good time. I enjoyed myself. I had a great time.
And that was Tuesday.
It was a week ago.
Wednesday, I spent all day unpacking and repacking my suitcase because I had to fly back to North Carolina Thursday morning to Charlotte, so the opposite side of the state, to help my mom with at a convention. Y'all, there were 250 women, and I would say about 60% were over. No, I would say about 75% of these women were over the age of 50. And these are all educators. So you're talking PE teachers, librarians, principals, teachers, professors, you name it. Anything, anybody, preschool teachers, anybody in the education field. So we're there. There's also an NHRA team because we're in Charlotte. So we're right beside the University of Charlotte's campus, like 5 miles, 15 minutes away from the exit to Charlotte Motor Speedway. So it's an NHRA team. Then Florida Atlantic's baseball team, the absolute sweetest people. Like that team, the coaches, everybody was so polite. I cannot speak highly of how great they were.
Highly enough.
Yeah.
No, I got you.
But like, I really thought about sending them a message on social media and being like, your team was outstanding. So we had them Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I was stuck in the elevator.
Then I'm going to get to that. So then Friday night, we had Coastal Carolina's track team there. They were awful, horrible. And then there was a wedding that weekend. There was also an art festival right outside the hotel. Like, it was chaotic. So Sunday we had, because my grandma was a state officer, my mom's in it. And we had like a little ceremony of remembrance for people who had passed away in the past year, from last year's convention to this year. Anyways, I'm going to make this story short. We were memorizing my grandma, not memorizing, but what's the?
You were memorializing.
Memorializing.
You were doing a memorial service for
my grandma. I realized I left my meal ticket upstairs. If anybody that has ever been to a convention, you know, you have to have your little meal ticket, tells you what kind of meal you're having, et cetera, et cetera. I left mine upstairs. So I tell my mom, I'm going to run upstairs. I'm going to grab my meal ticket. I'll be right back. I go to get on the elevator. It's me and a gentleman. The elevator door opens and then it goes to shut. So naturally, I stick my leg like, wah, like to.
Kind of how you did it at Temporary.
Yeah, to like, whoa, elevator. So we both get on the elevator. I hit the button. Now, mind you, the elevator, you had to use your key to get onto your floor. Whatever floor your key was set for is the only floor you can go to going up. Going down, you can go to any floor. Mm. So a real pain in the butt elevator. So I hit the ground button, nothing. So I hit another button, nothing. So I tell the gentleman, I'm like, well, I think the elevator's broken. He was like, well, I've never been stuck on an elevator before, and I'm not going to start now. And y'all know me and my smart mouth. I almost said, well, it looks like we're going to be there, buddy.
Yeah.
So anyways, after like 5 minutes, we hit the call button. Elevator B is in distress. Nobody answers the call button. They say front desk, but that's it. So then I'm texting Fred. Babe's like, are you okay? I'm like, yes. You know, and I had my hands full. I had my water bottle that had my little key. Actually, it still has my key for my hotel room. My key inside, so I didn't lose it. And I had like my pass and my phone because the pants I was wearing didn't have pockets. And I finally hear somebody outside and I'm like, hello, like yelling through the elevator door. And mind you, I've already looked around, like, is there an escape route for this elevator?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hello. And I hear someone go, hello. And I'm like, hi, yes, we're stuck in the elevator B. And you hear this lady go, oh my gosh. And she's like all freaking out. So apparently she was a cleaning lady. She calls her boss. They call engineering. Meanwhile, this guy is now calling the front desk from his cell phone. And she's like, we'll call engineering, et cetera, et cetera. So about 10 minutes later, I'm like, I realized that we can try to pull the door apart. So I'm like, mind you, my hands are full. I don't know if the elevator just opens, I'm going to run out.
Mm-hmm.
So I still had stuff in my hands. And I'm like going to pull the elevator. And I'm like, help me pull the elevator door. Like we can open the door and get out. Y'all, this guy is on his phone. And I don't know if anybody has the Hilton app, but he is on his phone going, there's a button on my app to open the elevator. I said, sir, can you just help me open the elevator door? Now, mind you, maybe if I were to have set my drink down and my stuff in my hands, I could have probably tried to get a little bit open so that the people on the other side could also help. Because by this point, there's like 5 people standing out there. Anyways, long story short, 20 minutes of being stuck in the elevator, 2 gentlemen from engineering come and just rip the door wide open. And in my head, I'm thinking, see, like all you had to do was put your stupid coffee down and help me rip the elevator door open.
They was the ones that ripped the door open, though.
Yeah, but he could have helped me with the other side. Like I could have gotten one side, he could have gotten another. He was just too busy on his phone trying to use the app to open the elevator door. Mind you, the elevator's stuck. So anyways, I got off the elevator. My mom insisted that we have late checkout because we couldn't pack our room because I was stuck on an elevator. So, but I'm just glad it was me and not one of the elderly ladies, like the 90-year-old ladies in their little walker, because they would have probably been in a panic.
Yeah, definitely.
I was laughing about it, to be honest with you. I was like, well.
Stayed pretty calm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
I wouldn't have.
I mean, you know me, when I get put in an uncomfortable situation, I'll laugh.
Right.
So it was like I had nothing else to do but just laugh. What was I going to do? Beat on the door and cry? Like,
yeah. I mean, you called the people.
Yeah. I yelled out the window. I mean, not the window. I yelled out the elevator. And as my mom says, thankfully we weren't stuck between 2 floors.
Right. So.
Or the elevator didn't drop because we were on the 11th floor. Thankfully it didn't drop all the way down.
Yeah. That could have been an even worse problem.
Anyways, but we're good. I'm alive. And then today we went to the gym for a little bit.
We did.
I had our training.
About 30 minutes.
It was 20 minutes. Well, my watch said 20 minutes of workout. So
I think it was longer than 20. The only reason why was because I hadn't really, because I love to run. And I got on the treadmill. So I did, just kind of, jumping back in the mix. I was supposed to run for 10 minutes, but instead I ran for about 15. You know what I'm saying? Then I worked on some ad work and we got done,
Yeah, just a little light getting back into it.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but yeah, and now Babe's back to work tomorrow. I'm back to orders upon orders upon orders that my back is going to be screaming out again this week.
Definitely. So let's see.
Taryn
Good
says,
evening, Angela and Fred. Have an amazing show. Shout out to
Taryn.
Appreciate it, man.
And then Brian said, good evening, Angela and
Fred. Good evening, Brian, sir.
Marcus said, salute.
Salute us, Mr. Marcus.
And then Ralph.
Oh, Ralph. My man, Ralph. Welcome back, Mr. and Mrs. Carter. Tuning in for what I'm sure will be a great show. Well, it's jam-packed, baby. So buckle your seatbelt. It's on and cracking.
Loving the life update segment.
We got to, man. That's every week, We
our
give y'all a little sneak peek on, what's going on inside,
Yeah.
But at the same time, we got to talk about these Oklahoma sports. So
did you know it's been 9 years today since I started chemo? I got my report put in.
I did.
9 freaking years ago.
I did. Yeah.
What's happening with my hair over here?
Hey.
I left my hairbrush at home, y'all. And then I had to use my mom's hairbrush the whole weekend.
Hey, you had one, so it's all good, you know.
So, and it's past hair washing day, so my hair's a little bit of a disaster. So, all right, guys, when we get back, we're gonna jump into our sponsorship break. But when we get back, we're about to start
Popping
bottles.
Popping bottles.
So.
And we'll tell you why.
Exactly.
You know but that's just like a precursor as to why we're doing it.
And just
which we were like mad happy about.
Ignore the Christmas wine stopper. I didn't think Babe would want a purse or a high heel on it for our show, so I just used my Christmas snowman.
No.
So, all right, guys, we are going to jump into our sponsors. Like I said, when we get back, we will be popping some bottles.
That's right.
Popping champagne like we won a championship.
Champagne.
So, I don't want Birdman and Lil Wayne coming at me, so I'm just going to stop singing. So, stay tuned, guys. We will be right back after this. You guys are watching Tornado Takeover right here on IE Sports Radio.
Your direct feed.
For all that is sports. Why did I say it like that?
All that is sports.
We'll be right back, guys.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clinking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the IE Sports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop, including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
All right, guys.
What's happening, everybody?
Welcome back to
The Tornado Takeover.
right here on IE Sports Radio
Your direct feed.
for all that is sports. Sorry, my eye just started watering. Huge shout out to all of our amazing sponsors, Planet Jerky Premium Beef Jerky. As always, check them out on Instagram at Planet Jerky and check out their website where you can order their jerky at planetjerky.net.
You know, we should get some jerky from over there.
Yeah.
I think so.
Also, huge shout out to a Vital Apparel. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear. Also, help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. You know how much mental health means to us. Also, huge shout out to Seal the Deal Wax Seal. Oh, sorry, babe. I just stabbed babe with my nail. You can find them on Instagram at Seal the Deal _ wax stamps, or order them straight from the IE Sports Radio website at iesportsradio.com/seal the deal wax seals. Make sure you give us a follow on X, Instagram, at Facebook, and TikTok. Like and subscribe on YouTube at IE Sports Radio. Make sure you check out the website merch. We're about to drop a whole new section of merch. The shop is about to get a facelift in the next few days. So make sure you check that out, iesportsradio.com. Yes, you heard it first. There will be a facelift coming to the IE Sports Radio merch. Also, and check out our show page, iesportsradio.com/tornado takeover. Also, make sure you are following us on X at tornado TKOV_IE for all the latest and greatest in all Oklahoma sports.
It's a mouthful.
It is. All right. So we are going to dive into it. I told you guys that we were going to start popping champagne like we won a championship ring, because that is exactly what happened. Number 7 went to none other than your Oklahoma Sooners lady gymnast. They did over Easter week bring home the natty.
They did.
Back to Norman. They had a huge celebration yesterday at the LNC to congratulate those women. And none other than Jordan Bowers won the national all-around title against every athlete, and that is not even those whose teams competed. Like just basically she is the best gymnast in NCAA.
Absolutely.
So huge congratulations to them.
Set a toast.
By the way, this is not champagne. Don't nobody come for us that we're drinking on air. This is apple cider that we've had since our wedding.
Yeah, since December.
So
sparkling apple cider. I think it lost a little bit of its sparkle, but that's okay.
It did. It is a gold medal sparkling cider.
Yeah.
Juice is grown from 100% juice from U.S. grown fresh apples. All right. Anyway, so again, huge congratulations to those girls.
Absolutely.
That occurred on Saturday.
Oh, we watched it.
The 19th. So we had just landed in North Carolina. We had driven to your aunt's house. We were talking with her, visiting and stuff, and I turned it on, and I was trying not to be rude, have it watching on my phone and stuff. And then I know I need to finish drinking this. Anyways, we left her house and then drove to where I used to work for a professional soccer game because Babe had never been to my old job. If you were on I-40 in North Carolina going east, when we won the national championship, I cannot confirm or deny if that was us in a red vehicle swerving because I was crying and celebrating. I mean, we were screaming.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I was crying.
Fist pumping, everything. And I want you guys to know that I tried very, very hard for it to arrive today. However, my national championship shirt will be coming tomorrow. Absolutely.
So I may just have to wear it on air next Tuesday.
The Oklahoma girls killed it.
I mean, amazing.
They killed it.
Amazing.
Straight up.
So like we said earlier, we did win with the score of a 198.0125. UCLA, led by Jordan Childs, did get second place with a 197.6125. Missouri finished in third, which is very surprising, with a 197.250. And Utah actually ended up in fourth. I would have had Missouri and Utah flipped. Utah finished with a 197.2375. So wasn't Utah's year. My biggest concern going in there into the championship was Utah and UCLA. However, our girls got it done.
They did.
They got that
did a
natty.
phenomenal job.
Brought that 7th championship back to Norman. So huge congratulations to get KJ Kendler and the entire
Oklahoma women's gymnastics.
Absolutely.
They did a phenomenal job.
So OU's women's gymnastics were not the only team in the
rankings
in the national championships. The men's gymnastics did make it to the final match of the national championship, or meet, I should say, the national championship. However, we did fall short, finishing in third place behind Michigan, who won, and Stanford, who was second. However, Amir Donnelly won the horizontal bars national title with a 13.833. That is the first individual national champion title since 2001 for the Sooners in men's gymnastics. Fuzzy won bronze in all around with a total score of 81.364. And Taz won bronze on still rings with a 14.133. So huge congratulations to all of our male Sooners. So Taryn real quick says, I'm surprised LSU wasn't in that top 4. So LSU actually placed third. It was in the second qualifying, or the second, I guess, qualifying for the top four going back to women's gymnastics. It was UCLA, Utah, then LSU, and then Michigan State. So LSU did fall out of the top two and did not make it to the finals, which, as you guys know, they are the reigning champs, or defending champs.
They were the defending champs.
Right, we're the defending champs. They also are the SEC champs, and they share the SEC. They are SEC co-champs with, or not co-champs, but co-regular season champions with Oklahoma. So yes, it was a big shock that LSU did not make it. I actually was very excited.
I've said it several times. LSU's a powerhouse in gymnastics.
That is our only losses. So we lost to LSU in the regular season,
right,
and then we lost to LSU at the we got second place in the SEC championship.
Right.
So LSU has been our kryptonite. Looking at when I thought, like, just going back to women's gymnastics real quick, when I thought we were going to, I knew we had made it. It was us and Missouri, which was, again, very shocking that they took out Florida.
Yeah.
And they took out Alabama. So Alabama, Florida, Missouri, and Oklahoma. So all four SEC teams in our region. I said to you, LSU and UCLA are going to scare the daylights out of me.
Yeah.
So when I realized that LSU did not make it,
you breathed a sigh of relief.
I had a slight sigh of relief, but I still knew that we had to deal with Jordan Childs and UCLA.
Yeah.
So,
Olympic gold medalist, definitely.
Exactly. So again, huge congratulations to our men's team for making it to the final.
They did place third.
They did get third, which still is a huge accomplishment.
Out of all the colleges in the nation that compete, to get number 3 is really not bad at all.
Exactly. So they're not the only ones that were in some sort of a championship meet or final. The Oklahoma State Equestrian were in the NCEA, the National Collegiate Equestrian Association's championship, also that weekend. Just so happened to be right here, about an hour and a half from us in Ocala, Florida. However,
where the nearest Bojangles is, by the way.
Don't even start with me on Bojangles. I had Bojangles twice, and it was the worst Bojangles I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Anything
else?
No, they literally, I got my food in the drive-through window, and the whole restaurant just reeked of weed. Ugh. Anyway, side story.
They got a new cannabis chicken up there.
I don't know. They were rude. All right. So equestrian, unfortunately, did fall to TCU. I'm just going to read the stats real quick. We did lose 4-1 in fences. That's where they jump over the fences. We did lose 7-2. No, that's not right. 3-2. I wrote that down wrong. 3-2 in flat, which is basically where, like, what people call dressage in the Olympics, where they just kind of like prances.
Mm-hmm.
So our jump seat score was 7-3. Again, we did lose to TCU on that. We did win horsemanship 4-1. And we horsemanship is basically how the rider is with the horse and things like that. And then we won reining 3-7. Reining is a Western style technique where kind of like barrel runs almost. So we did win Western totals 3-7, which did give us a 10-10 tie. However, due to points and the tie total, we did end up losing. TCU moved on with a 1568.72, where OSU went home back to Stillwater with a 1537.67. Still extremely proud of our girls and all of the little horsey buddies that competed. So are you laughing at me because I said horsey buddies?
Mm-hmm.
So we look forward to welcoming them back to the great state of Florida and to Ocala next year for a championship.
Absolutely.
So gonna flip the script just a little bit. I just moved that in my talk. All right, so we're going to talk about the NFL draft. So I'm going to go ahead and just start with the Oklahoma State Cowboys. We did have
Excuse me for a second.
4 players from Oklahoma State that were drafted in the NFL draft. Nick Martin was picked up in the 3rd round. Pick number 75 is going to the San Francisco 49ers. Colin Oliver was picked up by the Green Bay Packers in the 5th round, pick 159. Our running back, Ollie Gordon, is going to be heading down here to Miami. He was picked up in round 6, pick number 179. And Corey Black is heading to the city that never sleeps, to the New York Giants. He was picked up in the 7th round, pick number 246. So those were not the only players who were selected to the draft. We do have a few Oklahoma State Sooners, just two. I'm not like Fred. I can't just chug my drinks down. So Danny Stutzman and Billy Bowman were both drafted in this past weekend's NFL draft. Danny Stutzman, as you guys know, is a linebacker, was drafted in the 4th round, 10th pick, number 112 overall, to the New Orleans Saints, where Billy Bowman, the second, our safety, was drafted also in the 4th round, 16th pick, so just a couple picks right after Danny, 116 overall, to Atlanta. So congratulations to our Sooners and our Cowboys who are going to be playing on Sundays. We will definitely keep our eye out to cheer you guys on.
Indeed, indeed.
Alrighty, so you ready to head to the diamond?
Let's do it. Start off with baseball. I'll do softball.
Oh, I was going to have you start because I was tired of talking.
You're tired of talking?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. No, I think I'm going to let you do baseball. I'll jump in on softball.
All right. All right, guys. So we're going to start off with the OU baseball team. I'm going to just go over the past 2 weeks because, like I said, we've been gone. OU baseball right now is sitting at a 30-13 overall record with 11-10 in conference play. On Tuesday the 15th, our last show, they were in Stillwater at OSU. They did end up winning that Red River rival. Not Red River rival. Whoop, wrong sport, or wrong
Bedlam.
team. The Bedlam rival. We were 2-0 in baseball and softball against Oklahoma State. They did end up winning 11-1 in 8 innings. Thursday through Friday, the 17th through the 18th, they were at Missouri. They had a doubleheader on Friday. Won Thursday 17-4 in 8 innings. Won game 1 17-7 in 8 innings on Friday, and won game 2 on Friday 12-1 in 7 innings. They did end up losing last Tuesday on my birthday, the 22nd. 3-5 against Oral Roberts.
Golden Eagles.
Yep. And this past weekend, they were in Athens, Georgia, at the University of Georgia, Thursday through Saturday. ended up winning game 1 8-6 on Thursday and lost the last 2 games 9-10 on Friday and 3-6 on Saturday. Their game tonight against Wichita State has been canceled due to weather. You will hear us literally every sport or every team that was supposed to play today in the state of Oklahoma has been canceled due to weather. And so because it's a non-conference game, they're most likely not going to make it up. They may, but I doubt it. This weekend, they will be hosting Ole Miss on Friday through Sunday, the 2nd through the 4th. So crazy to believe that in 2 days is May.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's NSYNC Day.
Oh, gosh.
It's gonna be May. Sorry. I'm done. All right. You want to take over OU softball?
Sure.
Back to what spot?
Number 1.
What did I tell you? We're coming for that number 1 spot.
Basically, we are 42-5 overall, 16-5 in the conference. Friday through Sunday for the 18th or April the 18th through the 20th versus Mississippi State. We have won all 3 games, 4-0 on Friday, 6-5 with the doubleheader, and then 9-6 on Sunday. Friday through Sunday, the April the 25th through the 27th, we played Texas. Kicked behind in that one too. 7-6 on Friday, 7-2 on Saturday, 9-8 on Sunday. And I did get to watch one of those games, and I think by the 4th inning, 3rd or 4th inning, OU was already up 6-0.
Dang.
Yeah, they were kicking butt. Now, in all fairness, Texas did try to come back, but OU already had the momentum going.
Okay, that's fine. Trying's not good enough.
But we won. Upcoming Thursday through Saturday, we will be playing Florida at Florida.
I know, and you've got to work.
I know, that sucks. And then Tuesday, May the 6th through May the 10th on Sunday, I believe.
Saturday,
excuse me. It's going to be the SEC tourney. So make sure you tune in to that. Check that out.
This week, I was just going to say, this week is the last weekend of – sorry, I couldn't handle this bump on the side of my head. This week is the last week of college softball.
It is.
Before you – regular season, excuse me.
Before we go into postseason.
Regular season play before we head to that postseason. So crazy to think that – college softball is almost over with. Meanwhile, college baseball still has a couple of weeks.
Well, what I will say before we take that drive to Stillwater, it was very impressive for OU to be where they were at, to go back up to number 1.
Oh, yeah, because Texas is down to numbers. Excuse me, don't quote me on this, but I believe the last time I checked, they were down to 6. So, yeah.
So we dethroned them.
Absolutely.
As we should have.
Absolutely.
Horns down, baby.
And just because I'm wearing an orange shirt right now, don't get it twisted. It's OKC colors. Don't try to play those games.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do burnt orange in this house. So funny story, talking to burnt orange. A friend of mine, or talking about the Texas Longhorns logo, a friend of mine's stepson is graduating high school this week, or not this week, this month. Next month in May, and she's asked me to make shirts and make stuff for his graduation party, and I said, well, what's the school's logo? So she sends it to me. It is the dang on Texas Longhorns logo, but in purple and gold. I said, I don't care. I'm not.
That's blasphemy.
That logo's not being saved on my computer
at all.
I love you.
I will do the job.
I love you, and I love your son, but that logo has only been saved one time on my computer for my mama. And remember, I had that lady that lost her keys in the toilet we were supposed to pick up.
Right.
She graduated from the University of Texas at Arlington. And I said, that's the only time I deleted that thing so fast.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So speaking of staying on the diamond, I can't talk today. OSU baseball is currently sitting at 19-21 overall, 7-11 in conference play. Not looking very great for those Pokes. On Tuesday the 15th, like we mentioned earlier, they did lose to the Sooners 1-11 in 8 innings. They then hosted Houston that same Easter weekend, Friday through Sunday, lost on Friday, and then Saturday's game ended up getting canceled due to weather. And then Sunday, they had to call the game early. They ended up winning 9-1 in 4.5 innings. You'll see a lot in baseball where if they can get to a certain inning and then because of the weather, they'll end up suspending the rest of the game.
Right.
And then Tuesday the 22nd, they did win in 7 innings, 16-4 against Dallas Baptist. And then they headed to Cincinnati this past weekend. They lost game 1 and 2, 0-4 on Friday and 4-11 on Saturday, and ended up winning game 3 on Sunday, 8-1. They were supposed to host Oral Roberts, they were supposed to be at Oral Roberts.
Game cancellation.
This today, but of course, as I spoke of earlier, because of the weather, it was canceled. They will host this weekend the UCF Golden Knights Friday the 2nd through Sunday the 4th. Would you like to take the good old OSU softball?
Sure. Well, right now, OSU softball is ranked at number 23, 29-17 overall, 10-9 in the conference. So on April the 15th on Tuesday, they did win the game 10-2 in 5 innings versus Wichita State. Thursday through Saturday. The 17th through the 19th is going to be at UFC. Actually, it was at UFC, excuse me. They did win the first game 7-0. They did lose the next game on Friday, 6-12, but they won the last game 4-3 in 8 innings on Saturday. So Wednesday.
Did you get Sunday?
No, this is where I'm at right here.
Oh.
So Wednesday, the 23rd, they did play against Texas. They lost 0-1. How you not score something? Friday through Sunday, they did win the first 2 games 4-0 on Friday, 4-2 in 8 innings on Saturday. But they did lose 2-3 on Sunday.
I forgot to write who they played. They played Kansas.
And they played Kansas. So upcoming on the 30th, which would be tomorrow, they're going to be playing against North Texas. Friday through Sunday, May the 2nd through the 4th, they're going to be playing against Utah. And the Big 12 softball tourney is going to be from May the 7th on Wednesday through May the 10th on Saturday. So make sure you check it out for all you baseball heads out there, who love
softball heads.
Baseball and softball as well.
You got to flip to no. Go back. Flip.
Take it.
Remember, I forgot them. I had to write them at the bottom.
Okay.
Do you want to take Tulsa?
Oh, you do such a good job with Tulsa.
Oh,
you
thanks.
do.
I greatly appreciate your
enthusiasm and vote of confidence. I think you do great.
Absolutely. All right, so Tulsa softball. There is not much to talk about. They are 20-29
Oof.
overall. They are 8-16 in conference play. Mm-hmm. All right, so Thursday through Friday, the 20. I didn't write the dates down. That's how bad it was. The 17th and 18th. They had a doubleheader on Thursday. They were hosting Wichita State. They lost the first 2 games on Thursday, 0-10 in 5 innings and 7-11 for game 2. They did, however, win game 3, 5-2 on Friday. Tuesday, the 22nd, they were at Missouri State. They did take a Giants L, 0-6. I realized that even though this is my left hand, it doesn't like an L to you guys. So L. Then Friday through Sunday, the 25th through the 27th, they were at the University of Texas San Antonio Roadrunners, to which, surprise, surprise, they lost game 1. They lost game 1 3-4 in 8 innings on Friday. However, they did win 2-1 on Saturday. and lost again 0-5 on Sunday. They were supposed to play Kansas at Kansas State tomorrow. Again, however, that game was canceled. They will host Florida Atlantic FAU. Again, their baseball team, very great. Friday through Sunday, the 2nd through the 4th. American Athletic Conference softball tournament will start Wednesday the 7th through Saturday the 10th. All right, so sticking. You want to hold this?
Yeah, just sit there.
Okay. Do you want to take the comments?
I guess so. After all, this is part of our show. So, talking about the Oklahoma City Comets from April the 15th through the 20th, Tuesday through Sunday, versus the Tacoma Rainers. They lost the first game 2-5 on Tuesday and won the next game 3-1 on Wednesday. They lost 4-5 on Thursday. So it's loss, win. They did win that last game on Friday, 4-3. The Saturday game was postponed. They did win 8-4 on Sunday and then won 4-3. So the makeup game was on the 19th. It was on the 19th. So the 22nd through the 27th, they were at the Salt Lake Bees. That's a really goofy name, but whatever.
Their mascot's really cute. Their logo's really cute, though.
The first 3 games, they did come out the winner. They came out on top, 4-3 on Tuesday, 6-3 on Wednesday, 10-7 on Thursday. Friday, they did lose from 4-9. Saturday, they did win 5-4, and then Sunday won 8-7. Upcoming, 29th through April the 4th, versus the El Paso Chihuahuas.
Don't laugh at myself.
The El Paso Chihuahuas. For those of y'all, if y'all know anything about Chihuahuas, they think they're the biggest thing on the planet. Tonight's game was canceled.
So Clayton Kershaw was supposed to pitch tonight. However, due to storms in the area and weather, that game was postponed. They had originally announced that he was not going to be pitching. However, the game was still going to go on. Then right before we got on the show, or probably a little before we got on the show, about an hour, I saw that the game was postponed for tonight.
In standings in the Pacific Coast East, they are standing at number 1 with a record of 19-8. Mm-hmm. And they are first in the Pacific Coast League. So congratulations to those OKC Comets. OKC in the place to be.
Oh, look at that.
Playing up against the Salt Lake Bees.
Who are they? Oh, they're playing Don't you like the way I spell Chihuahua?
Yeah.
Chihuahuas.
It's Chihuahuas the way it looks, but we'll roll with Chihuahuas. Yeah, Chihuahua. The El Paso Chihuahua.
If anybody knows anything about me, spelling is not my forte.
No, but your handwriting is really good, though. You know what I'm saying?
So it literally, I spelled it Ciwawas. Chihuahua.
I told you, I had a guy that I used to work with at the grocery store and spell, instead of spelling it chunky, CHUNKY, he spelled it CHAUNKEY.
Chunky.
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 Yeah, that's what I would say every time I see it. I would go, chunky.
Oh my gosh. I cannot.
Anyway, moving forward.
I cannot. Angela's straight up enjoying it.
I'm not sure I understand.
My watch. Rude. Yeah. I am enjoying this segment, guys. I enjoy all of our segments.
Yeah, the whole show.
All right. Now we are going to switch to the Tulsa Drillers, who are the AA farm team for the Los Angeles Dodgers. So it goes, I forgot who, but then I forgot who our single A team is. Then the Tampa, Tulsa Drillers, and then the OKC Comets, and then they go to the elbows itching, to the LA Dodgers.
They go to the elbows itching.
Well, it sounds about right with all these other teams.
Yeah.
All right.
The Salt Lake Bees.
The Tacoma Rainers and the El Paso Chihuahuas.
The El Paso Chihuahuas. Do they have is the mascot a Chihuahua?
I don't know about the actual mascot, but the picture Like their logo is a chihuahua with like a sombrero on its head. I'm about 90%. Now I want to look it up. I'm gonna look it up in our break. All right, so let's cover the Tulsa Drillers.
Drillers.
The Tulsa Drillers will.
Let's cover the Tulsa Drillers real quick
Before we head to break. So, the 15th through the 19th, they did host the Wichita Wind Surge. I love minor league baseball names.
The names they come up with.
So Tuesday they did win 3-0. Wednesday they won 5-4. Thursday they won 5-3. Friday they won 7-6. You guys, we had a 4-game win streak during that homestand. Miracles do happen. However, we did have a doubleheader on Saturday and lost both of those games 1-3. First game and the second game 0-7. I just said that really weird. They then headed the 22nd through the 27th to Northwest Arkansas Naturals, to where they lost game 1 on Tuesday 7-9. Won game 2 and 3 on Wednesday and Thursday 7-2 and 4-2 before having what? A 3-game losing streak again. They did lose game 4 on Friday 4-8. Game 5 that was supposed to be on Saturday was suspended and completed on Sunday, where they did lose 3-5 and then lost their Sunday game, the second game 4-5. Upcoming, they will be hosting Tuesday tonight through Sunday the 4th, the Arkansas Travelers. Again, tonight's game is postponed. There will be a doubleheader on Thursday the 1st, May the 1st. So check those out. Guys, I don't know what to say. We are sitting at last place, that's 5th place in the Texas League North with a record of 7-14. Yikes. We are second to last in the entire division. Corpus Christi is the only team below us. So yeah, a lot that needs to be done for the Drillers. Not looking too great. However, the Comets, sky's the limit. Sorry. That was probably corny. All right, guys. So this is what we call a lack of sleep. I did take a nap earlier, but I got up super early, and I'm not usually getting up at 8 a.m. I'm just going to be honest.
I've just been used to it for the last few days.
I'm used to it. I have been doing it for the last few days. I could understand your yawning.
Yeah.
So I did today. So I'm a little slap happy. So please ignore me. All right, guys, we are going to take a quick fast break. When we get back, we will talk Tulsa FC and none other than your OKC Thunder.
Whoop, whoop.
So we will be right back after this. You guys are watching Tornado Takeover right here on IE Sports Radio.
Your direct feed.
For all that is sports. We will be right back after this quick break.
Cleveland and Columbus sports fans, I've got the show for you. I'm Jen B, host of the Show of the Land right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. You want football? I've got the Browns, the Buckeyes, the Eagles, the Purple Raiders, and more for you. You want basketball? I've got the Cavs and the Charge for you. You want hockey? I've got the Blue Jackets and the Monsters for you. You want football, aka soccer? I've got the Crew and the Crunch for you. You want volleyball? I'm going to unleash the fury for you. You want more Cleveland and Columbus sports? I've got them all for you, from the majors to the minors to the college rinks. Catch me, Jen B, every week on the Show of the Land right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sport.
What's up, New York? This is Ricky K coming at you with the NY State of Sports, a new show here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Listen to me every Thursday afternoon as we bring you the latest takes on the Yankees, Mets, Jets, Giants, Knicks, Nets, Rangers, Devils, and Islanders. Plus, you get some college hoops and what's the local sports events going on in the area. It's a state that never sleeps, so why not get the opinions and sports takes that never sleep? Again, every Thursday, 2 p.m. to the NY State of Sports. We'll see you then.
All right, guys, welcome back. We had a little mishap. A little tiny mishap.
Caught us in chill mode.
Apologize. At least we weren't screaming at something. All right, guys. So we are going to head to Zay Peach to talk a little Tulsa FC.
That's right.
All right. Not too much going on when it comes to the USL Champions League. The Lamar Open Cup is currently going on. So on Wednesday the 16th, the Tulsa FC did host the Phoenix Rising in the third round of the US Lamar Open Cup. However, it was a 1-1 draw. With there being a draw and it being a cup, there has to be a winner. So therefore, it did go into PKs. However, Tulsa FC ended up losing to the Rising 4-2 in PKs. So they are officially out of the Lamar Open Cup. They did then on Saturday head to Las Vegas to take on the Las Vegas Lights FC, where they did, I believe, win 4-1. Let me double check. The website, was a little, yes, they did win 4-1. The website, when I was checking on the scores, was a little, it didn't have any of the scores from the past three games or the past Wednesday and Saturday's game. They're having a little bit of technical error. Anyways, on Saturday the 26th, they did head to Knoxville to take on one Knoxville SC in the USL group stage. It is another cup play. It was a 2-2 tie. Again, because it is a cup stage, there has to be a winner at the end of the match because one has to move on, one has to go home. So it, like I said, it was a 2-2 draw. There ended up in penalty kicks, again, losing 4-2. So we did lose that game. They will head to Orange County SC on Saturday to take on Orange County SC. They are currently right now in the West of the USL Champions League. They are sitting still in 4th place with a 4-2 overall record, sitting with 12 points. So they're still in playoff contingency. Not too much right now to be worried about. A lot of times on those Wednesday U.S. Open Cup games, you don't always start your best players. Phoenix hasn't, for some reason this season, been a strong team. So, which is very odd because they have a couple years ago went on to win the U.S. Open Cup. So they've been a very strong team since joining the USL Champions League. Or it used to be USL League. I don't know. There's all kinds of changes going on. Yeah. But so for the fact that we were able to tie or to have a draw against them and then end up losing to PKs, not once we lost to PKs, but twice. That's a little concerning when it comes to a keeper's position. My brother was goalkeeper, and let me just tell you that PK stressed me out. So not too overly concerned right now when it comes to Tulsa FC. However, once we start getting a little bit later, towards the end of the summer is when we really need to start worrying about those standing positions, because that will determine playoffs. Definitely. So, again, if it is a cup match, you have to end a game with a winner and a loser. So therefore, I know that sounds really bad. So therefore, you go into PKs. If it is a regular season game, you can end the game in a draw. So that is why, if you are unfamiliar with soccer, you'll see like our record right now is 4-2-0 because it's win, losses, and draws. So the D is draws. So just a little soccer knowledge for you guys.
Indeed. For those that don't know, and just putting people up. But the final segment of our show, as always, is going to end with talking about, drumroll please.
Ching.
We're going courtside with the Oklahoma City Thunder. What can I say about them that I haven't already said? Well, I can recap and say that they did have the best record in the NBA during this actual season.
They did have a history-setting season.
That's right. Several records. But we'll make it brief, but we definitely got to talk about it because the Oklahoma City Thunder was in a 4 out of 7 game series against the Memphis Grizzlies. And guess what?
Bring out the broom. Oh, shoot. I left the broom. I got to sweep
The Thunder not only won the series, they swept the Memphis Grizzlies on April the 20th, 80-131. Which actually, Memphis actually had control of the first part of that game, and the Thunder came back.
No, not the first game. The first game was the one that was on Easter, and they dominated.
No, they dominated them that game. It was the next game after Ja Morant got hurt.
Yeah,
second game.
It wasn't the second game. It was the fourth game.
Mm-mm.
No, because the second game we watched in the bar on my birthday.
Right, but Ja Morant got hurt that game. He was gone those last 2 games.
No, because I was talking to you on the phone on the 24th, and you said Ja Morant just got hurt.
Right.
I'm telling you, I know what my husband said, and he said, "Bring out the broom," because we just left him.
The 22nd, April the 22nd, 99-118. That was a win. On the 24th, 114-108. That also was a win, and they closed out that series 117-115 on the 26th with another W. So the Oklahoma City Thunder is looking absolutely spectacular. They were balling out of control, straight up. So upcoming, the winner between the Nuggets and the Clippers. Series is tied at 2-2. That will be the deciding factor who gets to play the Thunder next. Right now, Thunder gets to take a break, rest a little bit, practice.
that game 4 or game 5 of that game against the Nuggets and the Clippers is tonight at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
So I just was trying to figure out exactly which game Ja Morant got hurt in. And this is from basketnews.com. This buffoon on April the 28th, 2025, which was yesterday, says Ja Morant believes the Grizzlies could have beaten OKC in the series if not for his injury. It says,
okay.
And I quote, Grizzly star Ja Morant says he, quote, had them figured out, end quote, and believes the series against the Oklahoma City Thunder would be tied 2-2 if he hadn't have gotten injured in game 3, end quote. Boy, I don't know what kind of what you smoking on, but put it down. Put it down.
I'll give Ja Morant his props. He can play.
Put that, whatever you smoking on,
the Thunder would have smoked you anyway.
I said what I said, and that's my story.
Again.
And eyes are sticking to it.
Again. You see? Bring out the brooms.
Yeah.
Sweep.
Well, we might not have a broom, but we can do this.
I got one in my office. You gonna get one out of my office?
No, I'm not gonna walk over there.
You act like my office is on the other side of the house. It's literally the room over.
I am going to simulate. I'm not walking over there.
Simulate?
Yeah, simulate. You know, where you act out.
Like a simulator?
Yes, that's what you simulate.
You have dog hair on your beard.
Well, we have a dog.
Oh, wait. No, that's your beard hair.
So now I'm a dog.
Beard hair is straight. Woo, guys. Oh, my gosh. I apologize for the craziness in the Carter household.
This is what we do.
Welcome to our life. All right, guys. That will do it for us right here. Oh, pardon me. That will do it right here for us on. Are you okay over there?
I'm fine. How are you over there?
I'm great. That will do it for us right here on the Tornado Takeover. We appreciate you guys as always.
Thank you for coming in the chats. Thank you for watching. Those who tuned in, thanks for hanging out with us, listening to our life updates, all that good stuff. We definitely appreciate you because without you, there would be no us.
Exactly. So we will be back next. We'll be back next Tuesday with so much more going on. Getting ready for softball tournament. And so I will say, before we come out of here, earlier on this show, we were previewing Thunder with that right here, the Yahoo Power Rankings of the best starting 5. Third behind Boston and Minnesota was the Oklahoma City Thunder. Some say that it's going to be Thunder and Celtics in the NBA final matchup. That was in my notes, something that we had mentioned on the earlier show. The Thunder, so let's see if that happens.
But I know we could go all way.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We hope everyone has a blessed and happy week. So we appreciate you guys here. Back to watching for the over right here on ice.